O great river, bearer of life and witness to the ages, hear my plea. My heart carries a love as enduring as your waters, a love.
Title: The River of Truth. A tale from the Niger Delta. In the heart of the Niger Delta, where lush mangroves entwine and the waters of the mighty Niger River flow, there existed a mystical river known as the River of Truth. Legends whispered of its power to reveal the deepest secrets hidden within one's heart. It was said that those who dared to seek its wisdom would find clarity amidst the murky waters of misunderstanding and doubt. Our story begins in a small village nestled along the river's edge, where two hearts once beat as one. Obi and Ngozi were once deeply in love, their bond as unyielding as the roots of the ancient mahogany trees that lined the riverbanks. Yet, like the currents of the Niger, their relationship had begun to ebb and flow, plagued by misunderstandings and unresolved conflicts. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the distance between Obi and Ngozi grew, their once harmonious union now marred by silence and mistrust. What began as simple disagreements had morphed into a chasm of resentment, leaving both parties adrift in a sea of uncertainty. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the village settled into a hushed serenity, Obi found himself drawn to the banks of the River of Truth. With a heavy heart and a mind consumed by doubt, he sought solace in the embrace of the mystical waters, hoping to untangle the web of confusion that ensnared his relationship with Ngozi. As he dipped his hands into the cool, shimmering surface of the river, a ripple of energy coursed through his veins, sending shivers down his spine. In that moment, the waters of the River of Truth began to stir, as if awakening from a slumber of centuries past. "Speak your truth," a voice echoed from the depths of the river, its resonance filling the air with an otherworldly presence. With trembling lips and a heart heavy with emotion, Obi poured forth the secrets of his soul, each word a balm to his wounded spirit. He spoke of his fears and insecurities, his regrets and his desires, laying bare the depths of his heart for all to see. As his confession echoed across the riverbanks, a gentle current began to form, carrying his words downstream towards the heart of the village. With each passing moment, the waters of the River of Truth illuminated the hidden truths that lay dormant within Obi's relationship with Ngozi, revealing the tangled threads of misunderstanding and miscommunication that had ensnared their love. Meanwhile, on the opposite bank of the river, Ngozi found herself drawn to the waters of the River of Truth. With tears in her eyes and a heaviness in her heart, she too sought solace in the embrace of the mystical river, hoping to find clarity amidst the chaos of her emotions. As she gazed into the shimmering depths of the river, a vision of Obi appeared before her, his face etched with anguish and longing. In that moment, the waters of the River of Truth began to ripple, as if responding to the unspoken desires of her soul. "Speak your truth," a voice whispered on the gentle breeze, its words a gentle caress upon her troubled spirit. With a trembling voice and a soul laid bare, Ngozi poured forth the depths of her heart, each word a testament to the love she still harbored for Obi. She spoke of her fears and her regrets, her hopes and her dreams, laying bare the raw emotions that had long remained hidden within the recesses of her soul. As her confession echoed across the riverbanks, a gentle current began to form, carrying her words downstream towards the heart of the village. With each passing moment, the waters of the River of Truth illuminated the hidden truths that lay dormant within Ngozi's relationship with Obi, revealing the tangled threads of misunderstanding and miscommunication that had ensnared their love. As the currents of truth flowed through the village, Obi and Ngozi found themselves drawn towards the heart of the river, their footsteps guided by an unseen force. With each passing moment, the distance between them grew shorter, until at last they stood face to face upon the banks of the River of Truth. In that moment, as their eyes met across the shimmering waters, a wave of understanding washed over them, binding their souls in a sacred embrace. With hearts laid bare and minds open to the wisdom of the river, they found the courage to confront their fears and the strength to rebuild what had been broken. And so, amidst the gentle currents of the River of Truth, Obi and Ngozi embarked upon a journey of reconciliation and renewal, their love strengthened by the trials they had endured. With each passing day, they vowed to cherish the bond they shared, knowing that the waters of the river would forever guide them towards a future filled with hope and possibility. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the village settled into a hushed tranquility, the echoes of Obi and Ngozi's confessions lingering upon the breeze. In the heart of the Niger Delta, where the waters of the river of truth flowed, love prevailed, and the secrets of the heart were revealed for all to see. Obi and Ngozi stood there, face to face, with the soft murmur of the river as their only witness. The air was filled with an almost palpable sense of reconciliation and renewed understanding. The river of truth had done its work, but now it was up to them to build upon the foundation that had been revealed. Obi reached out, his fingers trembling slightly, and took Ngozi's hand. Her grip was firm and warm, a silent promise of the strength they would need to face the future together. They began to walk back to the village, the path illuminated by the soft glow of fireflies and the gentle light of the rising moon. As they neared the village, the familiar sounds of evening life welcomed them. Children's laughter echoed through the air, mingling with the scent of cooking fires and the rhythmic drumming that marked the end of another day. The village was a place of life and hope, and now it seemed a place of renewed love. In the days that followed, Obi and Ngozi worked diligently to rebuild their relationship. They talked openly about their feelings, addressing the misunderstandings that had once driven them apart. Their conversations were often difficult, but they were honest and filled with a mutual respect that had been missing before. Slowly, trust began to return, and with it, a deeper bond than they had ever known. One afternoon, as they sat by the river, Ngozi turned to Obi with a thoughtful expression. "We have been given a second chance," she said softly. "But what of others who might need the same guidance? The river of truth has helped us, but not everyone knows its power." Obi nodded, his mind already turning over possibilities. "Perhaps we can share our story," he suggested. "We can become keepers of the river's wisdom, helping others to find their own truths." And so, they began to invite others to the banks of the river of truth. They shared their experiences, encouraging their fellow villagers to seek clarity and understanding in their own lives. The river, once a place of solitary contemplation, became a communal gathering spot where hearts were laid bare and relationships healed. One by one, villagers came forward with their own tales of heartache and hope. There was Ada, whose grief over her lost child had turned to bitterness, and Chinedu, who harbored guilt over a long-ago betrayal. Each found solace in the river's gentle embrace, their burdens lightened as they spoke their truths. The village began to change. A sense of openness and honesty spread through the community, fostering a deeper sense of connection among its members. Conflicts were resolved, friendships strengthened, and a newfound spirit of unity took root. But as Obi and Ngozi's influence grew, so too did the attention of those who sought to exploit the river's power for their own gain. Whispered rumors of the river's magic reached neighboring villages, and soon strangers arrived, drawn by tales of its mystical properties. Some came seeking genuine help, but others came with greed and malice in their hearts, hoping to harness the river's power for themselves. One evening, as the village prepared for a communal feast, a group of outsiders approached Obi and Ngozi. Their leader, a tall man with sharp features and a commanding presence, introduced himself as Chief Afolabi. He spoke of peace and cooperation, but there was a glint in his eye that set Obi on edge. "We have heard of the river of truth and its wonders," Chief Afolabi said smoothly. "Our village, too, has suffered much. We seek the river's guidance to heal our wounds and strengthen our bonds." Obi and Ngozi exchanged a wary glance. The chief's words were honeyed, but there was an underlying tension that made them cautious. "The river is open to all who seek its wisdom with pure hearts," Ngozi replied, her voice steady. "But it is not to be taken lightly. The truths it reveals can be difficult to face." Chief Afolabi's smile did not reach his eyes. "Of course," he said, inclining his head. "We understand and respect its power." As the feast began and the village settled into an evening of celebration, Obi and Ngozi watched the newcomers closely. They knew that the river of truth had brought great blessings, But with those blessings came new challenges. The path ahead was uncertain, but they were determined to protect the river and the truths it revealed, no matter what. One evening, Afolabi approached Obi privately. "The river is truly remarkable," he began. "But think of the greater good we could achieve if we harness its power more effectively. Imagine the influence and control we could wield." Obi's heart sank. The river is not meant for power or control. It is a sacred place of truth and healing. Afolabi's expression hardened. "Your vision is too narrow. You and Ngozi have a rare gift here, but you are wasting its potential." Before Obi could respond, a commotion erupted near the river. They rushed to the scene to find Afolabi's men trying to draw water from the river into containers, an act that was strictly forbidden. The village elders and villagers gathered, their faces a mix of anger and confusion. Ngozi stepped forward, her voice clear and strong. "The river of truth is not a commodity to be taken and used. It is a gift to be respected." Afolabi scoffed. "You cling to traditions that limit progress. This river could be the key to power and prosperity." Obi's voice was calm but resolute. "True power comes from understanding and unity, not from exploitation. You seek to use the river for selfish gain, but it will only bring ruin." The villagers murmured in agreement, their trust in Obi and Ngozi unwavering. Afolabi's men, realizing the depth of opposition, began to retreat. Chief Afolabi, seeing his plans thwarted, glared at Obi and Ngozi before turning away. As the outsiders departed, a sense of relief washed over the village. The river remained undisturbed, its waters flowing peacefully once more. In the days that followed, Obi and Ngozi continued their work, helping villagers confront their truths and heal their wounds. The bond between them grew stronger, and their love was a beacon of hope and resilience for the entire community. One evening, as they sat by the river, reflecting on the recent events, Obi spoke softly. "The river teaches us many lessons. It showed us that truth and love can overcome deceit and greed." Ngozi nodded. "And that unity and respect for sacred traditions are more powerful than any ambition." Their story became a cherished legend, passed down through generations. The villagers learned that true strength lies in honesty, compassion, and the willingness to confront and resolve conflicts.
Moral lessons.
Truth is sacred. The river of truth symbolizes the importance of honesty and transparency in relationships and communities. Facing the truth, no matter how difficult, is essential for healing and growth. Respect for traditions. Sacred traditions and places should be respected and preserved, not exploited for personal gain. They hold the wisdom and values of the community. Unity and compassion. True power comes from unity, understanding, and compassion. Working together and supporting each other strengthens the community. Love and reconciliation. Love has the power to heal and reconcile. Open communication and empathy can mend broken relationships and foster deep connections. Beware of greed. Ambition and greed can lead to destruction. True prosperity comes from respecting others and valuing what is sacred and meaningful. And so, in the heart of the Niger Delta, the river of truth continued to flow, its gentle currents guiding the villagers towards a future of harmony, wisdom, and enduring love.